please check out our community tab and the playlist section for Queen Elizabeth II's life history. Yesterday's episode was episode 10, and we talked about her turbulent years. And today's session will be talking about dawn of the new millennium. And this is session number 11. Sounds exciting. Going from her turbulent years, which wasn't a pleasant one to talk about yesterday, but moving on to dawn of the new millennium. So this sounds a bit interesting. So let's go. Queen Elizabeth II's life history. Dawn of the new millennium. On the eve of the new millennium, Elizabeth and Philip boarded a vessel from Southwark bound for the Millennium Dome. Before passing under Tower Bridge, Elizabeth lit the National Millennium Beacon in the Pool of London using a laser torch. Shortly before midnight, she officially opened the dome. During the singing of Auld Lang Syne, hope I pronounced that right, Elizabeth held hands with Philip and British Prime Minister Tony Blair. Following the 9/11 attacks in the United States, Elizabeth, breaking with tradition, ordered the American national anthem to be played during the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace to express her solidarity with the country. She's always been a thoughtful person. She was very thoughtful. Let's continue. In 2002, Elizabeth marked her Golden Jubilee, the 50th anniversary of her accession. Her sister and mother died in February and March, respectively, and the media speculated on whether the Jubilee would be a success or a failure. The death of her sister shook Elizabeth. Her funeral was one of the rare occasions where Elizabeth openly cried, "Ah." Elizabeth again undertook an extensive tour of her realms, beginning in Jamaica in February, where she called the farewell banquet memorable after a power cut plunged King's House, the official residence of the Governor General, into darkness. Oh, wow. Let's continue. As in 1977, there were street parties and commemorative events, and monuments were named to honor the occasion. 1 million people attended each day of the 3-day main Jubilee celebration in London. Wow, 1 million people. Can you imagine how that looked like? Wow, how did they even count that amount of people? 1 million people in one place over a 3-day event. That's amazing. Let's continue. And the enthusiasm shown for Elizabeth by the public was greater than many journalists had anticipated. It sounds exciting, just exactly what I was saying. Let's continue. In 2003, Elizabeth sued the Daily Mirror for breach of confidence and obtained an injunction which prevented the outlet from publishing information gathered by a reporter who posed as a footman at Buckingham Palace. Oh, wow. Let's continue. The newspaper also paid $25,000 towards her legal costs. Wow. Though generally healthy throughout her life, in 2003, she had keyhole surgery on both knees. Wow, I didn't know that. In October 2006, she missed the opening of the new Emirates Stadium because of a strained back muscle that had been troubling her since the summer. In 2007, citing unnamed sources, the Daily Telegraph reported that Elizabeth was exasperated and frustrated by the policies of Tony Blair, that she was concerned British armed forces were overstretched in Iraq and Afghanistan and that she had raised concerns over rural and countryside issues with Blair. She was, however, said to admire Blair's efforts to achieve peace in Northern Ireland. She became the first British monarch to celebrate a diamond wedding anniversary in November 2007. On 20th of March 2008, at the Church of Ireland, St. Patrick's Cathedral, Armagh, Elizabeth attended the first Maundy service held outside England and Wales. Elizabeth addressed the UN, I think that's United Nations, General Assembly for a second time in 2010, again in her capacity as Queen of all Commonwealth realms and head of the Commonwealth. The UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon introduced her as an anchor for our age. Yes, I think that's spot on. The Queen was an anchor for her age at that time and for the whole world, I think. And people, even after her passing, people still miss her so much. I, for one, still miss her. Oh. Let's continue. During her visit to New York, which followed a tour of Canada, she officially opened a memorial garden for British victims of the 9/11 attacks. Elizabeth's 11-day visit to Australia in October 2011 was her 16th visit to the country since 1954 by invitation of the Irish President Mary McAleese. I think I pronounced that one right. She made the first state visit to the Republic of Ireland by a British monarch in 2011. So that brings us to the end of this session. And we spoke about dawn of the new millennium. So that was session number 11. That was